What a day of Premier League football. Plenty of discussion points, but only one place to start. West Ham 3, Sunderland 1, and by God did we need that result. We needed that performance, to be honest. It's been weird because in the last few weeks, we've seen real promise. I thought against Wolves was kind of a low point. Then we got on to Forest where we played some good football, couldn't score the goals, couldn't do what we needed to win the game, and defensively we were still rough. Against Spurs, the first half performance was there. We just couldn't get the goals that we needed to actually kill that game off. And then in the second half, we were really lapsed defensively as well. But this against Sunderland was the full performance. All of the pieces from the last few weeks all came together and it was brilliant. We performed pretty much the same as we did in the first half against Spurs as what we did in the first half today. The one key difference though was that we took chances. Against Spurs we had so many chances and didn't take enough of them. We went in 1-0 at half time, whereas today we went in 3-0 at half time. And that was the massive difference between the two games. Pretty much everyone on the pitch had a great game. I thought defensively we're starting to look a bit more solid now. Don't get me wrong, Sunderland aren't an unbelievable attack. They don't score many goals, obviously, but it was important that we defended well. I think Todibo and Mavropanos are kind of growing into a pretty good partnership now. We know that Kilman is not it right now, but I do think Todibo and Mavropanos complement each other well. Mavropanos is so good in the air, wins everything in the air. Todibo covers so much ground in the channels and he's so much better at breaking up play defensively on the ground. I think that partnership works quite well. Wan-Bissaka just doing what Wan-Bissaka does. He's brilliant. I thought Ollie Scholes was really good. I think until we see a poor performance from him, he should be starting games over Juve. Not that Juve's done anything wrong here, because he was actually quite good when he came on, but Scholes has been really good. Really good for winning the penalty as well. And then up front, I like what we've got now in terms of the balance of Pablo and Tati. Don't get me wrong, they're not perfect. They give so much energy though. They put a hell of a lot into these performances. The decision making and the quality at times, in fact most of the time, isn't really there. But I do think that will come in time. It's still their third game in the Premier League, maybe fourth. It's not going to be there yet. And you can see that it isn't, but they are applying themselves 100% in every single game, which you can't fault because the quality comes from the wingers. Summerville and Bowen will get onto in more detail, but that's where the quality comes from. And Fernandes himself. I just like how much they're kind of applying themselves, even though, like I say, the decision making and the quality isn't necessarily there. It doesn't matter, that'll come. At least they're applying themselves. And they make themselves a handful, to be honest, up front. And it's the perfect scenario because they can run their socks off for 60, 70 minutes. And then Wilson, there's not many better right now than Callum Wilson at managing a game when we're up. He puts himself about. The little fouls he wins here and there, he can get on the end of any ball. He just makes himself a bit of a nuisance. And it just kills games. It's brilliant. It's exactly what we need. And we know that he's good for a goal. We saw it against Spurs. If we need a poacher, a goal at the end of a game, then put him on. If we need to see out a game, then he's great for that as well. I think he's a really good sub to have. We know that he can't play 90 minutes or even 70 minutes very well, to be honest, but he's a great player to have on the bench to bring on for different scenarios at the end of a game. But there was 3 main performances from us today that I think are worth noting. Summerville's really starting to come into his own now. Things are really starting to click for him at West Ham. We saw earlier this season and last season that performances were there. He showed promise, but it was so inconsistent, it was so hot and cold, and it really lacked end product. Whereas this season, or the last 3 or 4 weeks at least, his performances now are so much more well-rounded. We're getting the full package from him. He looks so dangerous on the ball. He causes defenders so much stress. I would hate to defend him. He moves far too quickly, kind of Doku-esque, where he just shifts his body and shifts the ball far too quickly. And now we're starting to see end product from him as well. We're starting to see good balls in the box. We're starting to see good finishes. He had no right to get on the end of that cross from Bowen today. One of the smaller players on the pitch, but he's managed to get on the end of it and score the goal. Brilliant for him. But more with the ball at his feet, He is starting to show some real quality, and he's starting to show why he is a top player. And then on the other side, Jarrod Bowen is far too good for West Ham. We've known that for a while, but he is far too good for us. It's really coming to fruition now. He will pretty much single-handedly keep us up with his performances, with his attitude. He's just a joke. He is one of the most efficient wingers in the league and probably in the world. And when I say efficient, I mean, I'm not actually comparing him to Saka in terms of quality, but in terms of efficiency. Every single time he gets the ball, something happens. He doesn't just lose the ball time after time. Every time he gets the ball, he either gets down past his man and puts a good ball in, or he'll bring the team forward. He'll do something efficient with the ball, which goes so underrated. It might not necessarily be the most unbelievable crossing, or it might not necessarily be the most unbelievable pass. He very rarely loses the ball. He will always make something happen, which I say is so underrated. And his attitude is second to none. He is a proper captain. He leads by example. Right up until the 90th minute, he will put 100% effort in to drag his team forward, to drag this West Ham team to a result, to a win. He takes ownership of everything. He'll take the penalty. Looked like he slipped on that, but still scored the penalty. He is putting this team almost on his back. There's other quality players, of course, but he's almost putting this team on his back and dragging them out of relegation. Unbelievable footballer with an unbelievable attitude. But I thought that our man of the match today, and I think he was actually given man of the match. Matheus Fernandes is a seriously good footballer, and he's beginning to show that now more than ever. We paid a lot of money for him from Southampton in the summer, and he's beginning to repay that and show why we paid that money. He can actually do it all. He can break up play when it's in our own third. He can then progress the ball, whether that's driving with it at his feet or playing line-breaking passes out from the back, or spraying the ball like we saw for his goal, where he sprayed a perfect ball, dropped deep between the centre-backs, picked it up, played the ball to Summerville, managed to get himself up the pitch and then score the unbelievable goal that he scored. But he's the perfect partner for Souček. Souček will win everything in the air. He's a much better ball winner. Even though Fernandes can do that, then Fernandes can get on the ball, play passes through, get his team up the pitch. And even in the final third, he has the quality, he has the creativity to make things happen. He played an unbelievable ball through to Bowen at the end of the game, which nearly led to a goal. He has actually got it all. He's the perfect partner for Souček. He looks like an experienced pro, and he's only 21. We paid a lot of money for him, but I think it could turn out to be a bargain given his age. All three of those guys were unbelievable today, and they have been for the last few weeks. The whole team was great, don't get me wrong. Defensively, we were good. Going forward, we were good. Midfield, we were good. But those three players, I think, can be the catalysts to keep us up. They will be key to keeping us up. The two wingers have such good quality and they complement each other so well. And Fernandes links everything together. He is perfect. So I think that there is a valid chance, a real chance that we could stay up if we keep performing like this. If players like Bowen don't get injured, Summerville don't get injured, I think there's a chance we could stay up. I don't want to talk too soon because a couple of weeks ago I was down. I was thinking, okay, 7 points or whatever it was is a lot of points to make up. But it could happen, especially if we put in performances like today. I know it was only Sunderland, but nevertheless, an unbelievable performance and an unbelievable result. In the other games, we have to touch on Spurs. 2-2, dropping points again against Burnley. If you're a Spurs fan and you're Frank in, you still want Thomas Frank as the manager of your football club. Can you please explain that one to me in the comments? What have you seen to be encouraged by? What have you seen that makes you think, okay, yeah, he can actually make something happen at this football club that is outside of Champions League games? Dortmund literally played into your hands the other day. You can't go off that performance because we've literally seen it before. We saw it against Brentford however many weeks ago, where they literally play into your hands. Any other team in the Premier League isn't doing that. You've dropped points against Burnley. You're in a relegation scrap. You're 8 points away from safety. 8 points is nothing. West Ham, not that long ago, were 7 points away. Now we're 2 in a matter of weeks. 8 points is nothing. If you keep going with Thomas Frank, you will be in a relegation scrap. It's that simple. And it's happened multiple times where he just saves his job from a performance in the Champions League that you can't then replicate in the Premier League because Premier League defences know how to deal with Frank's Tottenham, with a Frank team. I don't get it. What has Frank got on the board, on the owners, Frank might be gone by the time I've posted this video, and he should be gone, but it's Spursy because we know he won't be gone. Dropping 2 points against Burnley just simply isn't good enough. I know the performance wasn't that bad. You kind of battered Burnley, admittedly, but it doesn't matter. 2 points dropped against Burnley for Tottenham Hotspur is not good enough. I don't know what more Frank needs to do to get sacked. But onto a more positive note for a team. Man City won 2-0 back to winning ways against Wolves, and it was actually a really good performance from them. Man City looked so much better without Haaland and without Foden. It's just true, they did. They looked so much more fluid. Marmoush, Shirky, Semenyo worked so well together. Even Bernardo Silva looked better. He looked like he was playing a bit higher up. Him and Reinders were playing both pretty high in the first half. It looked so much more fluid. Marmoush and Shirky, the little interchanges between those two, were unbelievable. Those two guys just seem like they have to play. They didn't even really play with a number 9. Marmoush wasn't a number 9 as such. He was playing kind of off the left. But him and Semenyo worked so well together. Haaland hasn't scored an open play goal in over a month. His only goal was a penalty. And before that, it was against West Ham. It'll be interesting to see whether Pep sticks with this, because today it worked. Yes, it was Wolves. But in the second half, Wolves showed that they are a good football team, and they've shown in recent weeks that they are good. So it'll be really interesting to see if Pep Guardiola does stick with no Foden and no Haaland, because they were better today. But regardless, they needed a win and they got it today. I'm recording this before the Liverpool-Bournemouth game. It will probably be posted during that game, so I haven't seen that one yet. But if you like the video, make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe. It really helps. I'll be doing a lot more of this on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.